God who said, okay, you don't want me? You don't want my Bible? You don't want my word? You don't like my family values? You don't like my obedience to things that God created to help us be happy and healthy? Okay, you got it. You got Muhammad and you got Allah. I began to hear people who said God had spoken to them and said that Trump was like Cyrus. God did not send America Superman Trump. He sent a man very frail, very with character problems, but I believe he has a heart for God. And I think God is using him. And if the Christians will keep praying and stand in the gap, God can turn this around.
유럽은 이제 그렇다 치고 다시 미국으로 돌아가서 그런데 트럼프 대통령이 최근 들어서 이렇게 들려오는 소식을 들어보면은 뭐 탄핵 얘기도 있어요. 혹시 미국에서 트럼프 대통령이 뭐 쫓겨나는 일은 없겠죠?
Here's what I think. First of all, Trump is not perfect. He's always defending himself. If he would keep his mouth shut, he would be much further down the road, okay? But he like my husband says, he's a baby Christian in diapers, okay? So even though he has a heart for God, he has many bad habits. So now, what about this impeachment? This is what I believe. I believe that when Obama, for his 8 years, he brought in legal homosexual marriages and pushing away Christians. Like if you put up a Christmas tree in a public square, then the atheists would come along and put maybe a devil worship thing next to it. You know, just Obama did so much damage. And he brought in many, many Muslims into his government. This we know. There were many advisors, Muslim advisors. And so here is America going downhill so fast. Now, when Trump came, the devil was shocked. What? I thought I had America. What happened? And so what is happening is that the satanic forces that thought they had America in their hands are now shocked beyond words, and they are doing everything. We'll impeach him, we'll throw him out, we'll murder him. I mean, you have crazy actresses and actors. I wanted to blow up the White House. Here's a head, the head of Trump. A spirit of murder. There's a spirit of murder in America against Trump because the devil says, I can't give up America. It's mine. So it's not Trump. It's that America was so far down into the pit, and now God is saying, folks, second chance. Believers, get on your knees and pray and seek God, and God will save America from disaster right now, I think.
그런데 트럼프가 대통령이 되기 전에 이스라엘에 있는 미국 대사관을 텔아비브에서 예루살렘으로 옮기겠다고 약속을 했다가 최근 들어서는 그거를 잠정적으로 연기를 했어요. 어떻게 생각하십니까? 그 트럼프가 재임 기간 동안에 결국은 이스라엘 대사관을 텔아비브에서 예루살렘으로 옮길 것 같습니까? 아니면 그냥 이대로 없었던 걸로 되는 걸까요?
Well, I think we all know from the Bible that there's not going to be anything more difficult for any ruler in the world than to stand up for a Jewish Jerusalem. Yeshua is coming back where to? The Mount of Olives, right? He's coming back to the Mount of Olives. Now, he's not coming back to the Mount of Olives to have people there saying, "Where's Muhammad?" Right? No, he's coming back to a Jewish people who say, "Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." So Jerusalem is Satan's last stand. So all of the demons of hell are fighting for Jerusalem. And so why did Muhammad, well, it wasn't even Muhammad, why did the Muslims want their own mosque right where Yeshua once taught, right? He wants Jerusalem. Of all the places in the world, he wants Jerusalem. So I'm sure that Trump felt forces that he'd never felt before in his life when he decided to change. Now, I heard yesterday Mike Pence, the vice president, say, it's not if, it's when Trump is going to move it. That's what he said. Now, if we don't pray, I think it won't happen. If we pray, I believe we can move heaven, and God will help him to do it.
이번에는 이스라엘과 사우디아라비아와의 관계에 대해서 질문을 하겠습니다. 최근 들어서 이스라엘하고 사우디아라비아 국가하고 서로 관계가 정상화되면서 분위기가 좋아지고 있어요. 이렇게 되면은 결국은 사우디아라비아와 가장 관계가 안 좋은 이란이라는 나라가 또 이스라엘하고 더 관계가 험악해질 것 같아요. 그럼에도 불구하고 이스라엘이 사우디아라비아하고 조금 점점 더 가까워질 거라고 이렇게 보십니까?
All of Israel believes, and certainly the politicians believe, that Iran's plan is to put a nuclear bomb on Israel. It just take one to destroy this nation. And why Obama agreed that in 10 years they could make their own nuclear bombs. And every day they stand up, we're going to destroy Israel, we're going to. Obama was a Muslim. So the interesting thing is, Saudi Arabia has been the number one jihadi nation. I mean, they've funded for all these years. However, because they're Sunnis and Iran is Shiite, they're enemies. And so the same Iran that wants to destroy Israel wants to destroy Saudi Arabia. And Saudi Arabia is much closer to Iran than we are. And so that pressure of a possible destruction, atomic bomb against Saudi Arabia, has suddenly, as much as they hate Israel, their rulers don't want to be destroyed by Iran. And so that is why this pressured cooperation with Israel. Now, I don't know how far that will go. There is, conversation under the table, but Saudi Arabia has no love for Israel. It's only self-preservation, trying to keep alive themselves, that has brought them into cooperation somewhat. But I don't know. I don't see right now any much benefit. I mean, at least Saudi Arabia is not trying to bomb Israel, so that's good. That's good. Jordan is full of Palestinians. At least 2 million Palestinians live there. So they hate Israel with every fiber of their being. They want Sharia law here. They believe that Allah gave them Israel. They believe that Israel stole it. They believe the Palestinians are taught in school that the Palestinians have been here for 10,000 years, okay? 10,000 years. They've been here. Jews have never been here. They're taught this in their books. So they feel that Israel has stolen their land. So Jordan has nothing. Lebanon Same thing. You know, they're taught hatred of Israel from the time they're in kindergarten. So it's good. Any little part that they are more, less war against Israel is good. But I don't see, at this point, peace in the Middle East. I don't see it.
그러면 아직도 계속해서 이란과 이스라엘은 언제든지 충돌할 가능성이 있다 이렇게 보시는 거죠.
Yes. Right now, you see, Hezbollah is supported and paid for by Iran right now. So they're at constant war with us. They are threatening all the time. And our newspapers and TV say war could break out. War could break out. In fact, I don't remember. There were many years when the papers didn't say that. Now they're saying war could break out. And they said maybe even Hamas in the south, Hezbollah in the north, will decide to go to war for different reasons. Hamas needs money, right? So when there's a war and Israel goes over and bombs these places where the Hamas is, like, you know where they go, right? They go to hospitals and they go to schools and they use those for Hamas headquarters. And then Israel destroys them. And so then Hamas, goes to Europe, help, help, help. So that's what they are talking about doing now. And we don't know. We don't know. A few days ago, a siren went off. And so Ari was here with me, and we're saying, oh boy, what's going on? Does that mean a war? We don't know from 1 minute. Well, it was a test. So, yeah.
시시각각으로 이스라엘을 향한 세계 각국의 불편한 관계를 통한 위협이 이제 들어오고 있는데 이럴 때일수록 이스라엘 국민들이 더욱 단결해서 이스라엘 국가를 지키고 그래야 될 게 아닌가 이런 생각을 하는데 뭐 아시다시피 얼마 전에 이 텔아비브에서도 수많은 이스라엘 사람들이 동성애 축제를 하면서 아주 그 대표적인 그런 모습들을 우리 국제뉴스를 통해서 봤습니다. 지금 이스라엘 국민들이 과연 전 세계로부터 들어오는 이 여러 가지 공격과 위협을 막아낼 수 있는 정신적, 신앙적 무장이 되어 있다 이렇게 보십니까?
Israel is God's example of how he deals with the human race. That's one of the main reasons we have the Bible. This is the way God dealt. In Corinthians, Paul said Israel was an example to us of what to do and what not to do. Now, the gospel is to the Jew first. The glory, the salvation is to the Jews first. Punishment is to the Jew first. That's what the Bible says. So we're in constant war and I'll give you an example. I was here 3 months after the Six-Day War in 1967, when Jerusalem fell into the hands of the Jewish people. There was euphoria here that you cannot imagine. Even the atheists were saying, the days of Messiah are here. The days of Messiah are here. And Israel was so proud of her army because right before the Six-Day War, the rulers, our nation's prime minister, was worried that we were going to be thrown into the sea, literally. And people were trembling with fear. And then the Six-Day War took place, a miracle war from every direction. Wow! And then the Israelis started to say, Kol hakavod l'Israel, kol hakavod le'Tzahal. That is a term that says all the honor and the glory go to the army. Okay. All the glory goes to the army. It was on the back of cars, stickers. 6 years later, we had Yom Kippur War, 1973. It was a terrible war. Many, many casualties. All the euphoria was gone. And you know what the sticker said on the cars now? Tach b'Adonai, trust in God. That's what it said. So I am very dismayed at the gay parade in Tel Aviv, and they also happened in Jerusalem. I'm very disturbed. I believe there'll be punishment for it because Israel is God's example. And wherever there is wickedness in the earth, we all know it's going to be punished one day. Everything's going. So this is God's example. Hey. And so I feel not good about Tel Aviv. Not at all.
얼마 전에 예루살렘의 성전산 근처에서 이 팔레스타인 테러리스트들이 이스라엘 군인 2명을 총으로 사살을 하는 그런 끔찍한 사건이 일어났습니다. 그런데 미국을 비롯한 전 세계의 메이저급 방송사에서는 한국도 마찬가지고요. 팔레스타인 테러리스트 3명이 사살된 것만 보도를 하고 이스라엘 군인 2명이 먼저 총격을 받은 건 보도를 하지 않는 그런 뉴스 형태를 보여왔는데 왜 이렇게 전 세계 언론들이 이스라엘 편에 서지 않고 이스라엘의 진실을 말하려 하지 않는 걸까요?
The double standard for Israel has no other possibility but spiritual warfare against Israel. There's no other explanation. Any other nation that would be protecting itself, nobody would say anything. But Israel, no matter what Israel does, it's wrong. See, there's a double standard all the time. All the time. Do you think the Europeans who, with college degrees, don't know the history of Israel? They don't know that 150 years ago, there was nothing here. There were swamps and thistles and thorns and desert. That's what was here. There was no Palestinian nation. Didn't exist. Never has existed. Nobody can put their finger on a Palestinian nation. Do you know, if you ask, who's the founding father of the Palestinian nation? Well, who is? What are the national holidays of the Palestinians? Like different countries, they have Independence Day, many holidays that go with the country. Israel has only Nakba, the disaster. That's when Israel became a nation. That's one of their main holidays. Everything is totally negative because there is no history of the Palestinian people. Now, Europeans don't know that. Come on. Of course they know it. They choose blindness. And I believe when a person chooses blindness, then God just wipes out reason. They're not reasonable, and they're not going to be reasonable because they have turned their back on God. I know now most of them don't read the Bible anymore, so maybe they don't know, the biblical history. But because of that, I believe that all the nations that curse Israel, they're going to have terrific punishment themselves. That's what I think.
시라 소코람 씨께서 보시기에 지금 전 세계 많은 기독교인들 중에 시라 소코람 씨나 아리 소코람 씨 같이 이스라엘에서 예수를 믿는 메시아닉 리더십들을 초청해서 말씀을 듣기 원하는 이런 일들이 또 이스라엘에 대해서 관심을 갖고 기도하는 이런 운동들이 많이 일어나고 있다라고 이렇게 보십니까?
Well, it is. It's increasing in Israel and outside of the country. When I first came to Israel 50 years ago, there wasn't even the term Messianic Jew. It didn't exist. It wasn't existent. People thought if you accepted Yeshua as your Messiah, you're a Christian. So you're a Christian Jew, okay? But to the Jewish people, there's no such thing as a Christian Jew. If I told you I'm a Christian Muslim, I don't think you would accept that. And the Jewish people said, if you're a Jew and you become a Christian, then you've turned your back on the God of Israel, you've turned your back on the Jewish nation, and you've gone off and believe, and there's a lot of Christians who hate the Jewish people. Today in Israel, almost everybody in the country has heard of Messianic Jews. That's a big move forward. Besides that, in America, most people have heard something. They've heard Jews for Jesus. They've heard Messianic Jews. They've heard about it, Europe, less. They don't so much. England, more. So just the fact that people know we exist is a step forward.
마오즈 이스라엘 리포트를 직접 쓰시고 또 발행하시는 분으로서 지금 이 시점에서 이스라엘을 위해서 어떻게 기도해 주기를 바라시는지, 그리고 또 이스라엘의 메시아닉주 공동체와 메시아닉주들을 위해서 어떻게 우리가 기도를 해 주기를 원하시는지 기도 제목을 마지막으로 듣도록 하겠습니다.
First of all, we need more laborers. I see the notifications of the pastors and so on the internet, and they need so many more laborers. It's interesting to me that Yeshua said his one command about revival was pray that the Lord of the harvest will send laborers. So we don't need just preachers. We need accountants. We need lawyers. We need assistants. We need media people. We need editors. Everything you can imagine. We don't have enough in this country. Most of our employees, we have 12 employees. Most of them, we hired somebody that looked sharp, and we sent them to college because otherwise, so it took us years to get the staff that we have. So laborers, we need laborers. Every organization that I know of in this country needs funds because, most congregations start in a house. We start in a house, in a living room, and many apartments here are very small. As soon as they grow out of that, where do they go? We are in our congregation that we started and now has another pastor, is in downtown Tel Aviv. The prices are, I'm not even going to tell you because you wouldn't believe it, but downtown Tel Aviv, in a very small country with not enough land, the prices are outrageous. So, and then the salaries of the typical Israeli is tiny compared to other taxes. When you have a job, you're also paying for the military and for the poor, so on. So everyone needs funds. Everyone needs funds. And I think that I really think that those are the two main ones for this nation: laborers and finances. And of course, we want the prayers because it's God who will bring the breakthroughs. We have now in our congregation and others, a new thing is happening. And that is they're going out on the streets and praying for the sick, and people are being healed. That's new. That's like 1 year, not more than 1 year. So that's a great thing. Those are prayers that are going up, and God says, okay, it's time to start bringing miracles back into this nation. Those are the things. For Maoz, we have some very big projects beyond anything we can do. So again, it's wisdom to do it right, and it's finances to do it.
내일 또 출국하셔야 되고 지금 이 시간 이후에 또 다른 약속이 있음에도 불구하고 이렇게 오랜 시간 동안 친절하게 자세하게 이야기해 주셔서 너무 고맙고요. 오늘 이렇게 인터뷰에 응해 주셔서 너무 고맙습니다. 저희 모든 날씨 시간